is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is a Smark Show, episode number 17. I'm Nick Tricombe.
Steve Herman, what's going on?
My cat.
And we have stuff to stuff to complain about. Sounds more like it. But first, we gotta do some quick house cleaning from last week. Last week's episode, I said that we did a video since we had a little bit extra time because of Thanksgiving. That ended up falling through because the video we shot didn't really turn out that well, and when I was sitting down trying to edit it, I wasn't really confident enough in putting it out. We tried it, it didn't work the first time, maybe we try it down the road. Basically, it was just a quick reaction video to Survivor Series. So I'll just sum it up right here. It was a thing that happened. Everything that you didn't want to happen pretty much did. So
that you couldn't have said it any better, Nick.
Yeah, tune into last week's episode if you want to see our opinions on.
Yeah, that was more about the Raw the night after, which was probably even worse.
Yeah, it was close.
I don't think probably. I think it definitely was worse. No,
it was close. It was
Survivor
close.
Series is a big 4 pay-per-view, so that's added that it was bad.
Yeah, it was very, very close.
Royal Rumble, SummerSlam,
WrestleMania,
Mania, and Survivor Series should not be fucked with. And they did it.
They did it with SummerSlam this year too.
And Royal Rumble last year at the end.
They did.
As you know very well.
Yep. Yeah, so we tried doing an actual video. It didn't work this time around. We're not going to roll it out in the future.
Yeah.
We just need to have a better idea of what we're doing there. Also, since Cap dropped the first curse of the episode, we just... This was just kind of a nose thing. If you watched last week or listened to last week's episode too, I kind of put the ESRB rated M rating in the bottom right corner. That's just to let you know in case I don't know, when the off chance little kids just listen to it,
Tell that little fucker to go to bed. It's the Smark Show time.
Hell yeah.
People can listen to this during the day too. It's not like you can only
tell that little fucker to take a nap because it's the Smark Show time.
Oh hell yeah!
Shut up, Steve.
What? I said hell. You gotta be kidding me.
Shut up. Look. This is a podcast.
Hey, tell him to shut up.
No. Listen.
No. You tell him to shut up.
This is a podcast about wrestling, and wrestling has very confusing politics. Nothing makes sense.
Absolutely.
So don't question.
No, don't question me.
What?
Yeah. What? Exactly. Let's go on the show, guys.
Yeah. Speaking of nothing making sense, I wanted to start this one off with a little homage to the words that Mick Foley echoed from Albert Einstein in his recent Facebook rant that I'm sure a lot of you guys saw. It echoed a lot of similar things that we said on last week's, just with more,
not
constructive criticism and not just outright hatred, visceral. But he said, this is an Albert Einstein quote: "The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results." And if that is not the perfect quote to summarize, not only just this Raw, but just what we've been given as wrestling fans, and this, I want to say past couple months, pretty much the past couple years.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a truer quote to describe all that.
I couldn't agree more, honestly,
They just do the same thing over and over. Switch out faces, switch out names, and it's
crazy,
work.
though. Another worst year was 2010, and they don't have as near talent as they have now in 2015, year 2015. But it's the same thing,
We had Miz running as our champ.
Yeah, I mean, we have some talented guys on this roster, but, they just don't know what the hell they're doing.
It's amazing just to think about, because it doesn't feel like 2010 was that far off, but that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've made mention of this before. Since the show never stops, things just kind of happen right in front of you. So yeah. But anyway, Cap, you brought up Mick Foley, and he's just kind of been the leading voice. Well, not the leading voice, but he has
the voice that has a way better chance of us getting, us getting 200 views on our, little podcast, or I'm sure there's a million other little podcasts.
Well, I mean,
fans out there.
He's a better at voicing the complaints because of his standing.
That's what I'm
I'd
saying.
imagine his standing with the WWE than anyone else.
He's saying the same thing that all of us are saying, but we're saying it, to a smaller audience for the most part. So we don't have as big a chance as our word getting heard at the moment by the top guys in WWE. So to see
Probably
someone
not.
like
I mean, good chance not ever, but we can try. We
Hey,
can try.
who knows? It might happen someday.
but
Titus
once,
O'Neil liked a couple of our tweets, so
That's
I mean,
right.
we could start there.
Yeah.
but once you have someone like a Mick Foley, someone who's a legend in the bit, not hardcore legend, but
Hall of Famer.
a true legend in the business. Speaking out and saying the same exact things that the fans are saying.
He's gotta
all
be
across the internet, all across every platform where people can speak about the WWE. He's saying the same things, and it's really refreshing to see someone in the business speaking for I feel like the little guy out here.
Right. He's got to be one of the big wrestlers. Some of them, when they retire, they usually don't watch the product that much. Mick Foley's always stayed with the product, and he always somehow watches it. I mean, some wrestlers don't watch their own matches.
For right now.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
well,
Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's that was the whole point of his post, where
Right.
he was essentially questioning if
Yep.
he could stick with watching wrestling, and I feel like the same thing. It's so hard, and where it's not the same. He feels a sense of loyalty to the WWE, where he wrestled for them for years. He has friends in the product. He loves wrestling, so he's gonna keep watching wrestling, pretty much no matter what. But I feel the same thing here. We have a duty to watch wrestling because of this podcast and just being a fan lifelong. I feel like I have to tune in, but they're making it
really,
just
really,
so
really,
hard.
really hard. Just they like to make certain people really strong.
Yeah.
Really strong.
Certain never lost the singles match clean strong.
Exactly.
Wonder who we're talking about.
Derp.
Do you want to just jump right into the beginning of the show here?
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you have some headlines then?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
hit
go
those
ahead.
headlines.
There's some that kind of work into the show itself, so I'll try and save those ones. First and foremost, outside of Raw, John Cena is playing a drug dealer in Amy Poehler and Tina Fey's new movie Sisters, and he looks ridiculous. Like he has a neck tattoo in the movie.
Doesn't care.
He'll probably still save a fucking orphanage or something in the movie and kick out of two.
No, well, I mean, he made a lot of waves this summer. I mean, with his appearance in Trainwreck.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, this isn't the first time he's appeared in something with Amy Poehler either. He was in the final season of Parks and Rec, and he's not doing typical John Cena things in those. So, even though he was actual John Cena in Parks and Rec, Trainwreck, I don't think he was himself.
No, I don't think
exactly,
so.
but.
No. But yeah, that's cool. It's interesting. I forgot he was actually in that movie.
Getting deeper into Hollywood.
Yeah.
Take him, Hollywood. He's all yours. He's done he's done all he can for us wrestling fans. Time to move on to greener pastures.
Yeah.
And I mean that, I'm saying that jokingly, but also with a sense of seriousness. I mean, what the hell else is there for John Cena left to do in the WWE?
Squash
Break
more
the
young
title
guys.
record.
Follow Rocky. Go get big in Hollywood, dude.
He could make a lot more money doing that.
Come back WWE every now and then like Rock. It'll be cool. I'll cheer for you if you come back in 2 years. It'll be sweet, but for right now, you stay in Hollywood making movies.
Yeah,
Okay.
he'll be back.
And yeah, so we talked about a couple weeks ago how TNA is moving to another new TV channel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pop TV.
well, once they leave, Destination America is just getting completely revamped into a paranormal show themed channel. So,
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, the Destination America had it rough with their whole run.
We have some news with Ring of Honor too. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
to deal with a comment.
Yeah,
I mean,
same thing. They got canceled and then picked up somewhere
Right,
else.
right.
Yeah.
Good for them, Especially
Yeah.
Ring of Honor. I
support-
like a lot of their
I
talent.
support Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Not the biggest TNA guy, but
Dude, they had some talent, TNA.
Ring of Honor is essentially WWE farming system anymore, so
Exactly.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like NXT, but they're not mingling with the NXT guys yet.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, generally, we kind of point in this direction, but I do want to pose a question anyway. Do you think the WWE is out of touch?
I don't think the WWE is out of touch. I think Vince McMahon is out of touch.
I wasn't expecting
And Kevin
that.
Dunn.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna, for ease, blame Vince McMahon for everything.
Kevin Dunn's a good part of it, too.
Okay, well, I wasn't quite... I was ready for a simple yes or no, but they made shirts with emoticons. Emoticons are a thing right now. They're cool. WWE knows what's cool.
What they
Put them
do?
on t-shirts. They made t-shirts with emoticons on it.
Okay.
Like one for Taker, one for Seth Rollins, and one for Ambrose. Which is weird that they made one for Seth Rollins because he's hurt right now. But it's like a little emoticon version of his face plus the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then just equals the WWE title.
Oh, okay. That's kind of interesting.
Ambrose is like...
What's Ambrose's?
It was like the Anarchy thing he has.
Yeah.
The Anarchy logo, he has something else that I can't remember, and it equals an Insane Asylum. And Taker is him. It's a casket, the urn, and then it just equals Taker.
Gotcha.
I might have got the order of that mixed up, but
Yeah.
I don't have it. I don't have the pictures of the shirts right in front of me. They're kind of dumb, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Seth Rollins one.
If it catches, Stephanie McMahon will take credit for it, and Michael Cole will like start wearing the shirts, and they'll just
And JB will be like, it's better on Netflix.
they'll go away.
Honestly, I don't think the shirts work, especially for Taker. But I mean, the Seth Rollins one actually kind of passes. I think
They should do that with like New Day, hardcore with New Day, because those dudes on social media are hilarious, and they do stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, they are.
Well, no, I
A
just
nice
need
little thing for them.
the more shirts you can make with the cartoon versions of the New Day, the better.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you can really go wrong.
And I mean, they just got a new shirt, but that first shirt where they're just riding on the blind unicorn, that is art. That is art.
Speaking of Taker, while you just said it, did you see the Stone Cold tweet that he agreed to be on the show?
I heard about it.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he said essentially he needs to, work with Taker's schedule, go out there when he can do it, but that's crazy.
That's definitely not going to be a live one because
Yeah.
Taker's got to be in character.
Yeah. Do you think he will, or do you think he'll be...
No, I mean, I don't. Do you think I'll be like one on the network or?
I have no... I mean...
But yeah, but you got to have him in character. That's the thing.
Obviously, the network's going to want it because that's the biggest Stone Cold podcast. There's no one bigger in wrestling than Undertaker. I literally think you could like revive a dead wrestler, and the Undertaker would still.
Another good one would be The Rock.
Yeah,
and Stone Cold. That'd be another good
definitely
one.
be up there.
Yeah.
I still.
I think I agree. No,
Taker.
I was mentioning another one. I think Rock and Austin would be pretty sweet too.
Yeah, looking forward.
Especially with their feud.
Definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, that would be really
Especially
interesting.
with how much Taker's going to give away, because Taker's still working for the company, so he can't exactly go out there and badmouth them. Not that he would. He's like,
Taker's a company guy
I
all
would
the
say
way.
probably like the most
Company
loyal
guy.
company guy they've ever had.
He was their Sting.
Yep.
I mean, he's for WCW. Yeah.
Okay. And I got a few more here. The last one should lead us directly into Raw, but moving on. So Brad Max was let go by WWE, but he recently
What a blow.
talked. I mean, he got tombstoned by Taker
On
dressed
Jimmy
as a
Fallon.
turkey. I mean,
He
that probably should have been the end.
He
right
got
there.
released because he said cocky pricks
Yeah, and
on a live event show.
yeah, and that was kind of like what I was
Sorry, I'm just saying.
Vince didn't like that. That was kind of what I was alluding to when
Yeah.
I was getting on you right at the beginning of the show, but
Right.
didn't kick in. Bad inside joke.
Sorry.
That's on me. But yeah, he said something that Vince didn't like, and now he's gone. Honestly, it was probably just an excuse to get him off.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he
get
hasn't
him off
been
the
wrestling
roster,
for like
but-
3 years, so.
Yeah. I have a rumor. Now, remember, first and foremost, rumor. So you don't know if this is true or
I
not
think
yet.
I think
just take it for what you will. But this is coming from WrestleZone that Lesnar versus Owens is being considered for WrestleMania. It started with Owens saying in a recent interview that he would like to face Lesnar at WrestleMania, and then a few days later, former WWE writer Court Bauer on MLW Radio said that the idea is actually being considered by the WWE right now. Also noteworthy from that interview with Bauer was that he said that the recent string of injuries has the WWE starting from scratch with the WrestleMania plans. So
that would be awesome.
It's a good thing they have just, a wealth of well-booked people that they can build around, moving forward.
And as I said, rumors, this guy, did work for the WWE. Now he doesn't, so you can't say for sure that he knows everything that's going on.
Exactly.
Sami Zayn's coming back.
Ole! His return vignette, the first one was hype. They're good at that video packages, I think.
Well, it was funny. I was watching NXT last week with a friend of the show, Steve Fines. Shout out to Steve.
What's up, Steve?
Not this Steve. Other Steve.
Yes.
He's cool. But yeah, we were just watching a show and we were just talking about, Sami Zayn should be close to coming back by now. And then the promo just comes on and we went, oh, okay, there we go. There we go.
Ole.
So, hey, get some talent in there. Maybe
Yeah.
He goes up to the main
Thank God.
roster. It looks like he's coming back to NXT first.
Yeah.
So-
He'll probably have like a quick feud and then return at the Rumble. That's how I would book it, but they won't, so.
Okay. WWE did send out a fan survey. I mean, that's been all around the internet this past week.
Yeah, who the hell cares?
Asked a bunch of questions about audience retention and everything. Honestly, I don't think that was necessary. If you really wanted to know what the problem is with the show, just go walk out onto the stage, just look around the arena, and you could probably figure out what's wrong right then.
Or look at the SmackDown arenas; they're barely full. I mean, sold out. They're not even selling out.
Or, go on an internet forum for about 3 minutes and you can find essentially what every single fan is saying.
And some people bring up good topics on there. For sure. I couldn't agree more.
Yep. But I mean, even at that, like how you said they sent around this survey or whatever, when fans were like voicing their opinions like hardcore online and whatnot, months, even years ago, Triple H, and note he's a heel, but he was also saying these things off screen in interviews, essentially saying like, fans don't know what the hell they're talking about. They've never booked a match, blah blah blah. So, you're really gonna go from being that blatantly saying like "fuck you" to the fans, and then you're gonna send a survey around.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I like the initiative there. Like, we want to, see like what you guys care about, but I feel like it's more like a politics thing almost. Like they're saying, hey, listen, fans, just tune in. We're listening. But
since this summer,
I
they've
don't
lost
really think they're gonna
25%
care.
of their viewers.
Yeah,
It's insane.
yeah, that number alone.
And they don't give a shit either. That's the thing.
I think they do, but
They
don't.
do.
But
they do, but they don't. Like we've said so many times, like they. I mean, this is speaking so speculatively. I don't know WWE's booking, not like booking matches. I mean, money and whatnot. They probably have so much steady money coming in from their TV deals,
stocks.
Yep, from stocks, from just their corporate sponsors, all their merchandising and stuff. Where, if you're Vince McMahon, you've done all this stuff through the Attitude Era, you busted your ass all these years. It's like, why? Why even change the product? Like, why do something big and risk it flopping when you can just be mediocre but get that same amount of money steadily?
The only way I could see them ever trying to change something is when their TV contract comes up and maybe USA says, "Oh, we don't want you guys anymore" or something, and like unless you guys change. That's the only way it would work.
But even at that, they'll they're raw. They'll go somewhere else. Like
You never know. You never know.
You gotta look positive. They make it so hard.
Yep.
And, you mentioned a contract with USA. I mean, what if they get to the end of the contract and just said, we want to go straight to the network? I mean, what if the network gets big enough to that point to be self-sustaining?
Could that work?
I firmly, like, this isn't really wrestling, but I think cable and television is a thing of the past.
That's
in
the
a couple
thing.
years.
I would like it a lot more if I could just watch Raw on the network live instead of...
Yeah.
What's the waiting period before you can watch
Like
the
a
most
month.
recent? It's a month, really?
Like for like an episode
Or
that
you
just
can
came
Google,
out. Oh, it takes
watch
forever.
wrestling, and you can watch it as it's airing live on TV, but you can stream illegal downloads, guys. There you go. Little hint for
Or
you.
you could just go on YouTube and just look at the 5-minute clips too.
Well, YouTube, even on YouTube, people will upload full episodes. Of
Oh, I
them
know.
all the time, and then
I'm just saying, but like
yeah.
just the WWE channel, you can get caught up right there.
But yeah, but like
For the
you're
record,
saying,
we
yeah.
don't endorse
I do.
any illegal activity. No,
I
we
do.
don't. Cap, stop.
The Smark show doesn't. Mike Capuano does.
Just, don't.
There's your answer, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't
But
do
like
that.
like you were saying, I personally don't think that TV and cable and all these different broadcasting networks and whatnot are going to be a big thing in a decade or two as
You think?
our generation becomes more prevalent in the running of that stuff. People from our generation right now, we got phone, computer,
iPads.
iPads, all this stuff. Just a million different ways to watch things. And we don't have to sit in front of our TV at a scheduled time or have this recording. Netflix.
Man, we got proof of that right now. Like we
that-
got the TV on in the background, but it's not through the cable box. I'm watching hockey for
PS4.
my PlayStation. So.
I don't know, there's just a million different ways that TV and broadcasting is done today where I really think that would be a good move for them to go to the network, and they don't have to worry about corporate sponsors and stuff because it's all run by themselves. But
I'm just saying,
that could be why they're trying to push it so hard too.
I'm surprised with like all the money they've made throughout their history, how they don't have their own channel.
Yeah.
You know?
You'd think
well, wasn't the network originally supposed to be its own channel?
Yeah.
That's they probably saw. I mean, remember it was supposed to come out in 2012, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember hearing rumors about it.
It got delayed. Yeah,
like it was supposed to be its own channel. I remember hearing about
it.
They never announced it fully, but I do remember hearing that.
Yeah, with the amount of content they have, so easily.
I'm just surprised that it's not on.
It got delayed and became what it is now.
Better than Netflix.
No, it's JBL voice.
No, I mean, at a certain point, they probably stepped back and looked at the writing on the wall there, which is weird. Actually, kind of pretty progressive for what I would think of, WWE, at least, under Vince McMahon's reign.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't done too many things like that since like 2002.
That's affecting the pay-per-view business as well.
Definitely.
Big time.
Big time.
Yeah.
But
not paying $60 a man now to see a pay-per-view.
That's right.
$10 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll do it for the Tech Talk segment of the Smark Show.
Futuristic.
But, yeah, moving on before we finally just go full on into the show, the Raw ratings did improve slightly, if you can even.
Who the hell cares?
if you can even call it an improvement.
It's not.
It hit after hitting record lows last week. It stayed above 3 million this week.
Yeah, so, I don't care.
Improving from shit to a turd is not something to boast about.
That's a great comparison.
Yeah.
Like.
No one can put things into perspective quite like Cap can. All right, let's get right into the show. So, this was not. It wasn't last week's. Granted, kind of to what Cap said, but still wasn't anything too awe-inspiring.
Still,
not at all. I mean,
pretty boring show.
Yeah, last week's was, notably terrible. Like especially because it was like the follow-up show from a pay-per-view, and the pay-per-view was garbage, and the go-home show was garbage. So like that was just a trio of just that all just built up. This week. Honestly, on paper, not much better than last week's, but I think just the misery is starting to just encompass everything about me as a wrestling fan now that I'm just accepting it more. I don't know.
Well, just the focal point of the show.
It's
just one guy.
Just not happy. And that's the thing. Like, obviously, you're alluding to Roman Reigns when you said one guy, and I gotta think, Vince McMahon is out there. You haven't done whatever. They're thinking, oh, what do fans want? Fans keep saying they want something new. They will blah, 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 blah. Oh, this Roman Reigns guy, he's never won the title before. He's something new. And, it's funny, like, to us here because it's, like, obvious people don't really want Roman Reigns. At least the vocal majority doesn't want him. I'm sure there's a bunch of kids and shit who love him, but they're not the ones who are damning your product online constantly, and that really hurts your image as a company. But Roman Reigns isn't, like, new to fans, He's been around the Shield for a long time.
He's been in the company for 3 years.
Yeah.
Main roster, at least.
He's been flirting with these main event guys. And, although it seems hypocritical for me to be like, oh, well, I'd be happy with Dean Ambrose in this same situation because they've been around for the same amount of time. Roman Reigns has just been so pushed down our throats from, like, not even just on the show, just, like, outside of the show, all the interviews and everything. Like, it's so clear that he is the guy. And I get you gotta have, you have to have a guy in the company. But when it's one that fans, like really do not want, like, what are you doing? Like, what good are you doing?
I mean, I could go on all day
even
about
Cena, as horrible as Cena has gotten at times, that dude can still talk his ass off. He can still put on a top match when he needs to, and he grew from a place where fans legitimately liked him. Steve, I mean, you should take that. I mean, you're the perfect example of that.
Yeah, I am.
Steve was a gigantic John Cena fan up until we were trying to think of it, until he won the belt recently before he got squashed by Lesnar at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Steve is a huge fan of him.
Yeah, I was.
And rightfully so. I mean, Cena did a lot of great things in wrestling, and he earned all the fans that he got. But
I was a young kid back then, so, I mean, I liked him as the Thuganomics guy. I thought he was so cool, and I just liked him then.
Yeah, you can accept him as the face of the company. You go back to Stone Cold Steve Austin. That dude had his trials and tribulations before he got there.
And do you notice
Hulk
the thing?
Hogan, Shawn Michaels, all these dudes, built up to where they were. Roman Reigns just like, oh, you were in a stable, admittedly one of the best stables of all time. Then you went and had like a singles feud with Randy Orton, and now you're in the main event at WrestleMania. Like, how do you expect fans to get behind
Right.
that?
And the other thing is, like, they're trying to make him like Cena. I said it a billion times. But, like, the top face is different from the other face that was the top face.
Yeah.
Like, Cena was different from The Rock. The Rock was different from Austin. Austin was different from Brett. Brett was different from Hogan. They all had a different style and characteristics about them and everything. I mean, Roman's just... He has a different look than Cena. And they could do it differently. I just don't see him as the guy at all. I mean, that's just me. I really don't. I mean, he could be a really good mid-card top guy. That's just me. He's bland. He's so bland.
I could even see him, as a future Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
But just because, you're a top guy doesn't mean you're the top guy. I could see him as a Batista. I could see him as a Diesel or, a Razor Ramon. But I can't see him as Hulk Hogan.
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
The Rock.
He's not that guy. You need just this overflowing of charisma, and you need to connect with fans before the moment that they decide to make you the guy. I mean... Roman Reigns' whole push right now is just a mirror image of Daniel Bryan's.
Yep.
And you want to know why Daniel Bryan's worked? Because 99% of the fans love Daniel Bryan. Roman Reigns isn't working because, probably about, what would you say? 60% of fans probably tolerate to like him. There's probably 30
to 40
really don't like him, and then another 10 who, fucking despise the guy. But the people who really hate him are the ones who are talking about wrestling more than the soccer mom who's taking her kid to
Little
a Raw
Johnny
because it's in town and he's going to cheer for 3 minutes while the show's on. You can't have that guy as your top guy. It's just not going to work.
And I mean, it's showing itself with the ratings.
Yeah,
but they don't care though. I mean, I'm just saying.
On going back to him again, Mick Foley on his podcast, he brought up a really good point with Roman Reigns in that he's almost too pretty to be your face. He's like. You look back at Stone Cold, he's, your everyman. Everyone can relate to him. Daniel Bryan, he's this,
everyday man.
I don't want to be, ugly, but, he's not, this model, good-looking guy. He's not this chiseled from granite,
people felt bad for him, though, because he worked his butt. I mean, every wrestler works his ass off, but he definitely did.
Yeah, I see Roman Reigns go out there. I see, he gets screwed at Money in the Bank. He gets, whatever.
Mania.
He gets screwed at Survivor Series, Mania, whatever. He gets screwed at those big times. Every single other time, he comes out on top.
Yep.
It doesn't balance out that, okay, you lost 3 times in a big situation, but you still won 800 little situations, so, what the hell?
And, it's an odd... everyone you mentioned had that one thing that sets them apart. And, the big thing that bothers me about... Well, not the big thing. It's just one of those things you kind of notice, but, it's probably one of those things that just kind of goes by. It's the fact that he still wears the Shield, outfit. It's there's nothing that...
And the music.
Yeah,
that's
the thing.
Trying to get babyface heat,
I know, but, you're trying to make him the guy, but you haven't given him his own thing since the Shield disbanded. He just took what the Shield was.
I mean,
to try to get some pops. That's the only reason.
Look at everything in Roman Reigns' career up until this point, and... I'm going to, pretty much damn Roman Reigns as a wrestler right now. I'm not damning the guy behind Roman Reigns, but where the Roman Reigns character has been built up to now, it's, unless you turn him heel, which they clearly have no signs of doing because they would have did it at Survivor Series, he's fucked. He comes in at, The Rock's cousin. There you go. Already he's not his own person. He's The Rock's cousin. Much like Charlotte is Ric Flair's daughter. I'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
Then he joins the Shield. Great stable. They made a lot for themselves. Then they broke up. Seth Rollins took something from the Shield and made it a part of his overall character. Dean Ambrose did the same thing. Roman Reigns, what difference is Roman Reigns now than Roman Reigns in the Shield? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
If not, he's just worse.
Still seems like the brawn of the whole thing.
Yeah,
but now there's no brain and...
Bray.
Rollins.
There's Bray, Harper, and Rowan.
Yeah, and Ambrose. But... Okay, so he's The Rock's cousin. He's wearing the Shield uniform, Shield music.
Generic theme.
Now let's look at his pushes here. Let's look at this most recent one. Who else is he blatantly still? Well, not him. When I say him, I'm saying what they're doing for him. Who else is he stealing blatantly from right now? Daniel Bryan. This entire Roman Reigns thing up until this point, has been such a goddamn blatant copy of this Daniel Bryan.
It's so
fight.
obvious too,
Daniel
and they
Bryan
won't admit
wins.
it.
Confetti comes down. You know, everyone's
Pyro going off.
Everyone's going crazy. Triple H comes down. He congratulates him. Oh, what's that? Money in the Bank cashes in. Not Sheamus. Or it was Sheamus for Roman Reigns. Randy Orton for Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
They win the belt. They become the Authority's new golden boy. Sheamus is going to be the guy for the Authority right now. Randy Orton was the guy for them. Happened around the same time. They build up to WrestleMania season. It's looking right now that Roman Reigns is going to have a match with Triple H at WrestleMania to overcome that, and he'll win the belt from shit. Like they need to do something for this guy that is his own.
Yeah,
Like-
he needs a character change or something.
And ironically enough, although it didn't happen in the same order, Sheamus bro kicked the both of them in short order at a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did.
But it's just like I don't want to hate Roman Reigns. Like, you know, it is what it is. I really don't like seeing him on TV right now. But that's not like I'm not like fuck Roman Reigns. Like, I'm just gonna hate this guy no matter what he does. You know, I recognize that no matter what, how much bitching that we do online, he's gonna be an integral part of the show for the next decade, if not more. So like I'm gonna have to get used to him. But I don't want to hate the guy. You know, I don't want to hate someone that I'm going to have to watch for the next 10 years, but they force us to do so.
There's one example that got a big push when Hogan left. They gave that big push in '94 to Lex Luger.
Yep.
Same thing, American gimmick, just like Hogan, and people didn't like it.
Yeah.
And that could happen. It could happen. Maybe he gets depushed,
Luger wasn't Hogan.
Exactly.
Just like Reigns isn't Cena.
Or Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
It could happen, dude. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen because Vince loves him, but it's an option,
Yeah.
If it keeps going this way, because it looks like they're just going to give him the Daniel Bryan way, and the hardcore fans will not like it,
And
just to be as honest as possible.
yeah. And a lot of like why Reigns is like he can't get over even when like all these opportunities are set up is because like what does he have to get over from? Like as we were saying, like I kind of got off tangent when I was saying it earlier, but he's like too pretty. Like I can't roll like I'm not some goddamn like dime male model out here. Like
Right.
I can't relate to Roman Reigns in that way where like they're trying to make him like, some everyman's guy who like we're all supposed to rally behind when, this dude obviously behind doors is the top guy. So I can't relate to him automatically that way. Then from out the gate as a singles wrestler, he gets Super Cena booking. And when I say Super Cena booking, I'm not talking about Cena like as a character going through his whole career because Cena lost when he was a young wrestler.
Yeah.
Lost plenty of times.
Yes.
Roman Reigns has never lost a singles match clean. Never. Not once in his entire career has someone hit a finisher on him and pinned him without any other, malarkey going into the match. How is that guy my underdog? Like...
I can't buy into
I know
it.
I'm asking you guys
I
these
can't.
impossible to answer questions, but...
I mean, I can't buy into it.
He's not.
He's not.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not.
Answer.
And their prerogative is they don't care.
Yeah.
Here he is. He's the underdog.
Yep.
So, like, you could see just how frustrating it is. And then, the other thing with him, like, him being too pretty is one big part. But the other part is, like, what heels do we have to root against right now? Like, who's that bad guy out there? It's like, I want to see Roman Reigns topple this guy. Even Triple H. Triple H is a bad guy on TV sometimes. But even outside of that, they do all this charity work publicly, Triple H and Steph.
His role in NXT.
Yeah, he's like the driving force behind Sasha Banks and all these people.
Kevin
How am I
Owens.
supposed to even hate that guy?
Yeah. How are you supposed to hate Kevin Owens?
And how am I supposed to hate the Authority that's been around since 1998? You know?
Right, yeah.
Like in some iteration.
Right.
It's just like they need to do something. They need swerves.
Well, it seems right now they're trying.
You don't
to...
need swerves all the time, but you need something right now.
That's what. Yeah, not all the time, but
It's
once
nice
once in a decade would be fine. Because
well, yeah.
when's the last like?
Set beside Seth.
I'm not talking about an old wrestler coming back or something like that.
Right,
I mean
right.
a truly legitimate ground shaking, like everything changes the landscape swerve. When's the last time that? Can you guys even think of like when that happened last time?
You just said Seth Rollins.
Yeah. That's
Is
Seth
that
Rollins.
a big swerve? Everyone knew Seth Rollins was going to curb stomp one of those two and walk out champion at WrestleMania.
No. I'm saying when he turned heel.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Okay. Yeah. Still, I wouldn't even say that's like.
I didn't see that
Well,
coming.
we,
I'm not saying
we were
that's-
all guessing Ambrose.
I'm not saying that's.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying that's company shattering though. I'm saying
Oh,
a giant swerve that's going to get people like.
I know what I would
Holy
do.
shit! What's going on with the WWE right now?
Finn Balor.
Yeah. Well, again, that's just calling someone up.
No, I mean have him like make a huge impact or something. I don't know.
It's still just calling someone. I'm saying like fundamentally change
we've
something.
had call-ups and they sort of
Yeah.
fizzled.
Well, yeah.
Like,
They pay
recently,
attention
so-
to him for a month or two, and then they feed them to John Cena, a la Rusev, a la
And-
Kevin Owens,
I mean,
a la
I
the
won't-
Wyatts.
I'm not gonna argue.
I mean, you've heard
Owens is fine, but that's me.
I know.
you've heard people like Finn say too. I'm in no rush to get up to the main roster.
I don't
blame
want him to go up right now, honestly, and that's the biggest fan right here.
It's
So.
like Finn. I don't blame you, man.
Neither do I.
Yeah, but like with those swerves, even something as simple, I'm saying like groundbreaking, like changing the company, and that doesn't mean like changing the format of wrestling. I'm saying Dean Ambrose walks out of Survivor Series as your champion, big enough swerve where that changes the entire landscape of the WWE.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt wins the Royal Rumble this year.
Everyone eats breakfast for
You know?
dinner.
Anything, right? How about
Yeah.
have I don't know,
You did,
like a random like a random mid card guy that's got depushed and he actually wins.
Wade Barrett walks into the Royal Rumble and just beats the shit out of everyone. He's main eventing WrestleMania. It's like, holy shit.
Wait,
Like,
what?
Yeah, Wade Barrett. Bad news, King Barrett. Jesus Christ. King
Give him all his
King
gimmicks in
Barrett
like
Get
one
your
time.
gimmick straight.
King Barrett is in like the main event of WrestleMania. Like, how this happened? I want to tune in and see
That would be
all these new feuds. But
Yeah.
no, it's gonna be Sheamus and Brock Lesnar. Like,
They give guys that are good workers, but they suck.
So I mean, is Sheamus the top heel right now?
No,
Basically, like I feel
I mean,
like
to
that's
me,
what
he's
they're
not,
trying
but-
to get by with, at least for the time being.
yeah,
I don't give a shit. but-
they're putting. He's Randy Orton from the Daniel Bryan storyline.
Oh,
at
it's
this
even
point.
worse though.
But I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah. Right.
like that's what they're doing right now. And
Yep.
I feel like when Seth Rollins got injured, they were like, we could be creative and come up with something, or we could just take an old script and replace the names, because up until now, that's what they've done with this Roman Reigns push.
Yeah.
Well, second push,
And they're using what's popular too to try. I mean, the New Day introduced Sheamus this week. I mean, New Day got a lot of exposure.
Yeah, they did.
This episode, and we were talking about before the show that maybe it was a bit too much.
Yeah.
Cappy, you were saying they were starting to get on your nerves a little bit.
I wouldn't say get on my nerves. I'm still a huge New Day fan, and I love seeing them out there, but
They're a special
I
act.
recognize that if they keep doing what they did with this Raw, I'm not going to be a New Day fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can preemptively see that could get real annoying, having them come out 4 times every Raw and being on commentary and not paying attention to anything. It's good when they're doing their thing. The tag teams come out or whatever. They're being their cocky, over the top, all encompassing. You got to focus on them. That's fine when they're out there, but when my main event's out there and you already have 8 people in the ring or whatever, and then it's like, oh, here's a New Day 2 for no apparent reason. Or, here's this tag match between 2 like mid-card tag teams that are trying to fight for the belt.
That should have been the segment they were in. That was it.
Yeah, here's New Day again. Or, here's your champion coming out. Here's New Day. Like, come on, guys.
I'm not gonna complain about it too much, because I mean I only dig the one segment with them commentating, but you didn't like that apparently. I didn't like the opening segment. I didn't like how they were in the match. I thought that was kind of stupid.
And actually, finish your thoughts, Steve. Sorry.
Oh no, that was pretty much it, I guess.
Oh, I mean, we talked a lot about recycling old storylines. Daniel Bryan one,
In
mainly.
particular, yeah.
But Sheamus 515 is the thing they're running with now.
Don't give a shit. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
what the fuck?
It's a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Austin should come back from Dallas, Texas, fly to wherever they're at, and give him a stunner.
Yeah. That's that's cool if he says it in a passing comment. Like, that would have been funny, like.
Yeah,
if
but then
he's-
they got
if
a game.
he's-
They're selling
yeah,
T-shirts.
If he has some interview with Renee Young and they're like, oh, what do you think about whatever Roman Reigns championship ring? He's like, oh, his was great, but Sheamus says Sheamus 515. I just took your title. Whatever. That would have been fine for a passing moment.
I kicked your horse.
Yeah, but like, what are we having now? Do you hear what the Roman is saying? Like, is that going to be his next T-shirt? Like, come on, guys, do something.
Well, I mean, he is The Rock's cousin, so
That's what I'm
that
saying.
actually might happen.
yeah.
God damn it.
Do you taste what the Roman is cooking? Like, you might as well do something like that.
That'll get me sick.
I think a lot of it has to, like, it really boils down to, like, so many problems that we've already talked, half hour into this program. I think a big part of it boils down to them not being able to properly book heels anymore. I think that's one of the main, like, flaws in WWE, and I think if you fix that, you see a lot of the other little problems, even overexposure, everything. It'll still be there, but it won't be as prevalent.
Right.
When I'm tuning into Raw and I'm seeing Roman Reigns kick the shit out of Bray Wyatt because Bray Wyatt did something despicable, or, he's been just a piece of shit that I want to see get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm gonna forget about all the other little dumb things that I'm getting mad about. But because that's not there, we're paying attention to all these little nitpicking things.
I can remember from Mania season in WrestleMania 30 when Triple H handcuffed Daniel Bryan and started beating the crap out of him, and the week before Mania he got revenge before, and the fans were all pumped up because they wanted him to get back on Triple H, and that was good booking. And I know you're not a big Bryan fan, but
no, I recognize it.
Yeah, but that's good booking, and that was interesting. Beat him up, that's kind of stuff you want to see, and they don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
they really don't. You don't have guys that you hate. I like majority of the heels, and that's not what you wanted to see happen, obviously.
And a lot of that, I hate to be that old grandpa, but a lot of that has to do with the current era in WWE being as limited as the wrestlers
PGR.
are. Bray Wyatt can't come out and split someone's head open and cause them to bleed in the middle of the ring.
Right?
Yeah,
not as much blood.
What, you can't see blood? Big deal. That is a big deal. When you're watching the product every single week. And
blood played a major factor in the attitude. Back then,
blood, just
back in the 80s,
just the overall viciousness that they could operate with, and not even just physically, their words too.
Just think if Roman could bleed with the Wyatts attacking him in that feud, that could meant a lot more.
And how do you expect these guys to get genuine heel heat when they're coming out there and reading essentially off a card like they're in a commercial?
Yeah.
These aren't. I mean, they're performers or whatever, but these guys aren't, professional actors. De Niro's not coming out here and, giving some monologue that's going to be so beautiful. Yeah, that's going to be so beautiful in a bad way that I'm going to hate him.
Right.
Seth Rollins isn't an actor; he's a wrestler.
Right.
So let Seth Rollins be Seth Rollins as a character. Let him come up with what Seth Rollins wants to say to get people pissed off at him. You look back at our most recent top heels,
Punk,
and all. Yeah, that's the number one that comes.
And he was
to your
good.
mind.
He was good.
People who just go out there and they say what's on their mind.
Exactly.
Chris Jericho, another one. Even
Edge.
Paige, what I was getting at recently. I know you guys said you didn't like it, but that's the kind of things they got to do to really build heels in this.
Edge was a very good one too.
Yeah, the list could just go on and on. Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Almost every single time The Rock came out.
Hogan when he was in the NWO.
There's just. It's just so hard to get invested in a show where there's no opposition that I care about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will care to see topple, essentially.
Exactly.
I want to see the Authority topple, but that's because I don't want to see the Authority anymore. It's not because I want some divine retribution.
I'd like to see something other concept.
It did originally topple.
Yeah, and then here you go.
Well, for 3 weeks or something. Yeah. But a new concept would be interesting. Maybe with the GM or not the Authority anymore. Get rid of that.
Yeah,
honestly,
but
they're not. It doesn't.
It
seem
really
like
pains me that I'm reminiscing so hardcore to the era where Vicky Guerrero and Teddy Long and People Power were
Mike
running
Adamle.
the show. Historically, if you look at wrestling, probably not the top points in WWE history, but I would rather listen to Vicky Guerrero come out there and screech for 8 hours than have the Authority cut some dry promo for 45
It'd be something
minutes.
fresh at this point.
Yeah, just anything. They don't come up with opportunities anymore to do things like that because they're just so set in what they've built this far.
They're content.
Mm-hmm. And even when they do have opportunities, big moments, they never capitalize on them.
Nope.
Andre the Giant Battle Royal. They don't do shit with that even though the fans want it. King of the Ring didn't do shit with that even though the fans wanted them to. The Elimination Chamber, that was terrible. Dolph Ziggler winning at Survivor Series last year, that should have made him an arguable guy to hold your belt, and he was in the mid-card in a month. These young guys building stuff up for themselves, Sandow and Curtis Axel and that little
Heath Slater, Zack Ryder,
retro tag that they made, or Miz Dow copying everything that the Miz did. You have all these things where people are just building fire for themselves, and they just let it fizzle out. They might hint to it, and then they'll just wait, push whatever their prerogative was for the month, and then by the time they get around to it, people don't give a shit, or they just won't do it.
Poor Sandow, by the way.
Yeah.
Where the hell has he been besides up, down, down?
He'll be in TNA or something
Where's
soon.
Axel?
I don't blame him.
Him too. Yeah.
I respect Axel. I'm sure some of you guys out there have seen it. He's been I don't know if it's company approved or whatever.
No.
But he's been posting these little vignettes on his Twitter of,
where's Axel?
Yeah, where's Axel? It's black and white and grainy and very mysterious. Just little things like that. How I was saying, let the characters be the characters. Let them build themselves up. Axel sees something that he thinks he can work with.
And he's trying.
Let him run with
he's
it.
Trying.
Yeah.
I'm calling this right now. You get closer to the Royal Rumble, and he'll probably start saying stuff about how he still hasn't been eliminated from last year's one.
Yeah. He has been still doing that, so that's pretty funny.
Longest run in the Royal Rumble ever.
There's isn't one of the Dudleys
We're
still?
going into
Let me talk about that.
One of the Dudleys, I'm pretty sure. Or no, Scotty Too Hottie is technically still in the 2002 Royal Rumble, I believe.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
He is the longest reigning Royal Rumble contestant.
Should they have a match?
Yeah, Scotty Too Hottie versus
For the
Chris
number
To
30
determine
entry.
who has the streak.
That, and they get the number 30 entered in the next year's Rumble. That'd be cool.
Make that feud. I would watch that.
But yeah, one more thing I just wanted to get into before we move on with like the rest of the show here is with the heels, with them not being able to book heels. I'm getting real nervous because I feel like I can see what they're thinking backstage already. With us seeing Eva Marie in a prominent position in NXT and Sheamus in a prominent position on the main roster, I feel like they really mirror each other, where the guys backstage probably think they're really smart. Like, you know, every week we say, Eva Marie sucks, let's get that out of the way.
She sucks.
You know, so many fans think that same thing, and same with Sheamus. So they think them putting them out there, the fans are booing, like, oh, they don't want to see Sheamus. This is the new age heel, you know? It's X-Pac heat. I don't want to see them. It just fans booing them at shows. It's not because they're heels. It's not because we want to see Sheamus get his comeuppance. It's because I don't want to see him on my TV. I don't want to see Eva Marie on my TV. And I'm getting really scared because I think that's the direction WWE thinks its heels should go now.
Then Roman Reigns should be a heel then.
Yep.
But he won't.
Logical fallacies there. They won't do that.
Cap, you said that they were booing him. And I mean, I did hear some boos, but I mean, overall, this past Monday night,
Well, it's
did the crowd feel really like dead to you guys?
Yeah.
But the worst thing is, he's not even getting reactions either. I mean, back in June when he won the Money in the Bank ladder match, no reaction whatsoever. People were throwing their hands up and like, what the hell is this?
That's what, like, I'm getting scared because of that, because I really think booking backstage or whatever is like thinking like, oh, you know, fans really don't seem to care for this guy. He must have a lot of heat. Like, you know, they don't even want to see him as champion. Like, as stupid as that sounds, they've done dumber things where I can honestly believe that that's what they're going for.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Like,
but I mean, what I'm saying is, you know, he came out, he's holding the belt up, but you see the crowd behind him, and there's people just standing there with their arms crossed, just kind of looking around, going, you know, just looking for what's next.
That would have never happened. That would have never happened like 10 years ago. People would have signs up, they'd be going nuts, like, we're ready for Monday Night Raw, and now it's like, oh, here we go. Let's have some popcorn and just sit here and watch the show.
Yeah, there's just a lot of things that they need to do, but I mean, we're like 45 minutes in. We should probably talk about Raw a little bit.
Yeah,
Well, we
yeah.
kind of did, but
We talked
Tyler
about
Breeze and Dolph Ziggler fought for like what, the 6th time now?
yeah.
Really? No.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze is 4-4.
They fought like 2 times. This is the second time.
Tyler Breeze's main roster record is 4-4.
4-4.
Yes, he's beat
Really?
He's beat R-Truth. I forget what it was. I was reading it online earlier. He's 4-4. This is from Pro Fights database or whatever.
Okay.
4-4. This is from Main Event and all that stuff too.
Oh, okay.
How, like, what is that? Like, how are you building a new star that way? 4-4? Are you kidding me?
Well,
Are you kidding me? 4-4? Like, what is that doing for him?
Oh.
It's not even like high profile losses or anything. It's like dumb little losses coming at whatever. The only good loss he had was
the
against
triple
Dean
threat.
Ambrose.
And Ziggler. Oh, the other one was the triple threat number 1 contenders match too.
And
even at that, like, I don't know. It's
But
just
you're not gonna have Breeze versus Owens.
You got to have this dude go on something. Like, give him some type of streak here.
Yeah. And I said 6th time. I don't know how many times they fought so far off the top of my
It was
head.
a second. It was second.
It feels like it already. Yeah.
They only fought.
Really?
They only fought at Survivor Series in this.
It feels like
Because Ziggler talked in the promo. He's like, "Yeah, it's 1-on-1
You're
now."
probably you're probably thinking of Tyler Breeze has run in on Ziggler a couple times, like prior.
Yeah, they haven't had.
fighting.
Yeah,
that's probably
the
what you're
feud's
thinking of.
been like for like a month now.
Mm-hmm. But even at that, like that, Nick right there, him saying they fought 6 times, everyone fought 2. Perfect example of where YW, like, you know,
Right.
the problem that we're in.
Right.
It's overexposure.
And here's like this feud is probably going to go on for at least another month or 2.
Oh, at least. Like, yeah, at least.
We might go well into 2016 with
Yeah.
this at this rate.
2019, Dolph Ziggler and Breeze, they're 85 and 85 against each other.
Ziggler might be gone by then, dude.
Yeah. No, he just signed his new deal, so he'll
Might
be
like
around for a little bit.
He said he only has 2 years left.
Okay.
He said that on Twitter. Oh,
Get out when you can, buddy. Go
Right.
somewhere else, because this place is sinking shit. But yeah, I mean, what is this 50-50 booking doing for anybody? Not just like Breeze and Ziggler. That's an example.
Oh, we
from
could
this.
go on all day about that.
You know, Ryback and Rusev. There's another one later in the show where like nobody clearly got over. If nobody gets over, or
Why'd they even do that match?
If nobody loses, nobody wins.
All right, but they did that whole Miz TV segment, right?
Retarded.
Yeah, like absolutely.
And you know, they did that whole love triangle thing, love square thing, because Summer Rae was
It was
in
like
it,
a
I
quadrangle. I don't know.
guess. Quadrangle.
Whatever.
Geometry, man.
Math
Sure.
words.
Math vocabulary. No, but they did that. They did that whole love affair thing with Ziggler and Rusev and Summer Rae and Lana.
Garbage.
So, you
Yeah,
know,
that clearly
when
worked.
Lana gets hurt, it's like, okay, that's over. All right. And now they just do another one with just Lana and Rusev. It's like,
Yeah,
really?
Like, are they trying to keep Lana as a face but make Rusev a heel? Like, the way Lana was acting, like, on her comeback, it seemed like she was trying to save face with the fans, but, like, at the same time, Rusev was like, shut up, you know, she's like...
Maybe they're trying to make him like Mark Marrow and Sable.
That's not going to work.
I know.
That's like, oh, you know, that's one of those, like, you bottle electricity right there, or bottle lightning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could happen, but, you know, judging by their past with love story angles...
This was a boring
These two
segment.
should not be in a love story
Boring
angle.
segment. Ryback said, the Zigman, I know, the Zigman, what he said, went all the way with Lana or something.
Well, here's a question
Whatever
for you
he
guys.
said.
How the hell are you going to form like a cross-national stable and then have Lana come back on the same night and her fighter is in the stable
Oh, wait, what about Zeb Coulter, too?
and she doesn't come out and like manage it or something? Like, how cool of a role would that be for Lana?
And Zeb Coulter.
She could be fuck Zeb Coulter, dude, he sucks.
Hey, I'm just saying but you're making an argument.
But Jesus Christ, what was I saying?
Lana.
Oh yeah, Lana. How cool would that be?
Some
Lana
Coulter threw him off.
running that stable there, like coming out as the power woman. She's got all
That
these
would
guys.
suck. Lana sucks.
She's got all these guys under her. They're combating the authority, like not combating them, but they're another own like entity. I don't want to see these guys operate under the authority, which seems like that's what's going to happen.
Was this the first time too that Lana got her own intro separate from Rusev?
No, she's had it.
She's
before.
had it
She's had it
before.
before.
I
must
debut
not
at Mania.
remember it,
Was it
but-
the first time she had her own thing, or was it before?
I
She
feel
had
like
it
that was still
before that,
attached
way
to.
before that.
I
She
feel like
came
that
out
was
of
still
Mania.
attached to Rusev.
She would come out like when Rusev first debuted. She had her own theme song, and she would introduce him. But yeah, back to what you were
I
saying.
mean like completely separate from Rusev, where like she had her own graphics and everything.
Yeah, that was that too. She would have her own graphic for a second,
yeah.
and then Rusev would come on.
Maybe I didn't remember it then, but all right.
There's just I don't know. There's a lot more cool things you can do with Lana being back, especially with how much fans like want to pay attention to her. Maybe
Yeah,
not love
but
her.
you know,
but
creative
wanna-
has no idea what this
Yeah.
is. So.
Can always use some good managers.
that whole stable. That's one of the positives coming out of this Raw. You know, as of now, you know they beat up Roman and those guys once because there was 7 of them against 3 because Jimmy got injured. And you know they needed the help of the New Day, so you know they look kind of strong at the end because they're standing over the near lifeless corpses of their enemies. But you know, just a week ago, Roman Reigns beat up 3/4 of these guys by himself. So like they're not off to the greatest start.
I'm
but
just not.
They could
yeah.
be.
I know you always talk about you want the European invasion thing, international whatever. Like it's cool that they kind of did it, but I wish I had more backtrack to it. Like it could have been cooler if it meant more something about it. And that Sheamus wasn't
build
champion.
why the guys are friends instead of just being like,
Oh,
we're a
where
coalition.
the hell did Del Rio come from? Like, yeah, he's been like it makes sense, but like you never seen him with them at all.
Yeah, do NWO. There was a reason why they were around. They slow burnt those guys up together.
And it was a slow build when Hogan joined them.
When it got bigger and bigger, it was because, that played out on TV. They could easily do something like that now because they don't have a lot of TV time dedicated to anything at the moment with them apparently having to throw out their scripts.
Yeah.
But, they won't.
No, why would they do that?
How many times have we said that? But they won't.
The League of Nations is already formed, so you can't go back.
Yeah.
I think it's
going forward, there's a lot of cool things they could do. I was joking earlier about fuck Zeb. Zeb Coulter's fine.
No, I'm just saying,
he could be.
He should have been in it too.
Him, Lana, get Ricardo back maybe.
I'd honestly rather have Ricardo.
Yeah, definitely.
At this point.
I don't like. I generally don't like Zeb Coulter as a manager much. I like him outside of wrestling, what he's done for the business.
Definitely.
But as a manager, I've never been drawn in by him. He's all right. But add Paige to it. Add a diva into it. She can be the diva. She can be running the divas version of this. You could have Alberto Del Rio going after the U.S. title. You could have Sheamus and Kevin Owens, or add Kevin Owens to it. He could be going after.
I don't want Owens in there at all. But yeah, I'm sorry.
You could add Kevin Owens or Sheamus in there, and they could be going after the main title. You could have. You could make this like a DX thing where they're all over the show, but they're all still formed together as one united front.
Yeah.
Neville's been floundering down in the lower mid card. Maybe throw him in there and put him and Barrett.
I would honestly
him and Owens as a tag team. There's so many things they could do that I'm gonna keep somewhat optimism for this stable, but I know by next week you guys are going to hear me cursing them.
Well, here's the thing, Cap. It's more than 3 people this time.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey!
That's true,
You got a stable with more than 3 people, so you got to be happy with that for right now.
So, I'll keep some optimism with this. I know in a week or two time, I'm going to be very mad at this, and I'm going to...
Oh, next week he's going to...
You guys mark this. From this time, 2 weeks from now,
Reigns will have killed them all.
Hate has come out of my mouth.
Reigns will have destroyed them all at this point.
One of the really positive things,
let's get to that.
We've been real negative for 5 episodes in a row now. Dudley Boy's promo, that was awesome.
That was so cool.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer coming back was, icing on the cake. But even if that didn't happen, dude, Devon and Bubba killed it out there.
Yeah.
They instantly made me care about them again.
Yeah.
Because they were in that spot where I was starting to they're not doing anything with the Dudleys. Why do I even give a shit when they're out here fighting the Ascension?
Yeah.
Immediately, I'm interested in them again. That was awesome.
That was an awesome promo, and it was dark, and they had the names on the tables, and Strowman's was so much bigger compared to the other 3. That was so neat and unique.
That was cool. I do want to add, this was kind of one of the last headline that I wanted to work in the show. So Tommy Dreamer coming back.
Yeah.
Seems like just the build to TLC right now.
Right.
No, it doesn't seem like he has a full-time TV deal, so...
Well, he's got House of Hardcore.
Homeboy was dying at the top of the ramp on Raw. I don't know if you guys saw how, winded he looked. So,
oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't think he's in best wrestling shape of his life at the moment.
Right.
But I'm cool with this for a month,
His theme song was badass.
Yeah, obviously they just signed, their contract, or, Jeff did, I don't know about Matt, but I was like, if this is the Hardy Boys, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Oh, I would have lost it.
Every negative thing I said about WWE, I'll take back.
Jeff, go take the title from Sheamus.
If the only shitty thing about that is then they have to beat the Wyatts, or I would be sad. But I was very excited for Hardy Boys coming out. But Tommy Dreamer, cool too, especially being Philly guys.
There's also rumors that another ECW original could be on the way too.
Yeah, maybe make it a 4-on-4. Sabu,
it's a lot of
Rhino, RVD.
There you go. Rhino,
who's under contract.
The one, yeah.
And he's a big guy, too.
Didn't even think about that.
Makes sense.
But yeah, that whole segment was awesome.
That was honestly, just speaking here, that was probably the one thing I only liked from the show.
Yeah, it was, Bray getting pushed through the table at the end, too, was perfect. Yeah. Because it didn't make him really look weak, but it made the Wyatts look like they can be broken even against the 4-on-3. And it gave the Dudleys, that initial little bump that they needed after being destroyed. Yeah. Obviously, next week, the Wyatts probably going to come out and, beat the shit out of them or something's going to happen.
Who knows? Maybe they'll see our 4th member. They'll attack all 3, and then one of them might come out.
But yeah, this is real good booking.
This is interesting storyline. I'm intrigued.
This is definitely good. One of the
only reasons I would watch the show at this point. Yeah, the pay-per-view coming out.
One of the very few.
Absolutely.
Bright spots.
Absolutely.
The thing is, they set up the tables. Tommy Dreamer comes out. I just looked at that whole thing and went, all right, so the Wyatts are set up to lose this one too.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Dreamer getting that push.
Like, if Tommy Dreamer's walking out, what are you going to do? Make him lose too?
Yeah. With Dreamer coming back though, like it kind of back to what
I
we were
mean,
saying.
maybe he is willing to put them over.
Oh, he is. Dreamer's that kind of guy.
With Dreamer coming back, like what we were saying before, it kind of crowds the roster a little bit. It's cool for the month. I don't know if we were even saying this on the show or before we went on air, but we were talking about they keep like bringing guys back. They'll bring back a Jericho, they'll bring back a Dreamer, and they'll be around for a while. And it's cool. But then you look at the depth of the roster, and you're like, is this really doing, anything good in the long run? It'll, get me to be excited for this pay-per-view for now, but
In the long run,
would it be much better if, say, Titus O'Neil and, Miz ran out and they were a tag team and they joined the or the Dudleys? Just like anything.
Yeah,
Build
right,
up your
right,
own
right.
guys.
Yeah.
It's cool, like we said, seeing these
Slater.
guys, but in the long run, is it worth it? Even like Goldust coming back recently. For what point?
just a job to people.
It was cool seeing him, in the pre-show there, but, he comes out, he's jobbing. His brother's on the roster, still in the Stardust gimmick, and they're not doing anything with that.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised about that, honestly.
Wrestling legend Dusty Rhodes dies, and they don't do shit with that with those two. Somehow, like, how do you not do a storyline about that?
Yeah.
It goes back to them just not being able to capitalize on moments
Big opportunities,
anymore.
yeah.
That was a
Did-
huge one.
Did like that Christmas segment with Titus and Stardust.
Yeah, Titus has been awesome, dude.
Titus has been doing really good lately. We love Titus.
Yeah.
Big Titus fans here.
Cover photo for this week's episode is the two of them in that backstage promo.
Yep.
Shout out Titus. Shout out Cody too.
Yeah,
Cody Rhodes
love
is the
Cody
man.
Rhodes.
Get that face paint off. I want the dashing Cody
Dashing
Rhodes
Cody
back.
Rhodes with
Yeah.
some paper bags on people.
I'm okay with it.
But getting back
Yeah.
into like them bringing in additional people to the roster, I have just some names here. If you'll bear with me while I read them real quick. These are just the guys that they haven't really like. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, WWE is such a bad spot right now. They don't have their top guys. Like, what are they gonna do?" This is the roster that they have right now, and they still have somehow not managed to make most of these people look even somewhat strong. Ready? This is not including NXT. All the slew of talent in NXT that can come up
A
at
lot
any
of
given
talent.
time. Yeah, not including
Crap load.
not including those guys, and for the most part, not including any of the tag team guys.
This is barring injuries too, right?
Well, I'm gonna list the injured guys, but there's only like 3 of them on here. People pick them out. Cesaro, Ziggler, Ambrose, Reigns, Ryback, Rollins, Neville, Tyler Breeze, all of the Wyatts, Strowman and Harper or Rowan you could take out.
Right.
Rusev, Wade Barrett, Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas, Damian Sandow, Kalisto, Tyson Kidd, Big E, and Xavier Woods in the New Day, Titus O'Neil. That's not to mention, guys like Kofi Kingston, Sheamus, Jack Swagger, Mark Henry, Big Show, The Miz, all these guys who have already done something.
Right.
And then on top of that, you still have Lesnar, Taker, Kane, Triple H, Randy Orton, John Cena, Sting, Batista, The Rock, Chris Jericho, all these guys in the wings. Like,
Right.
how are you putting out such a garbage product when that is your...
Daniel Bryan as well.
Yeah, I didn't even mention Daniel Bryan. Like,
Yeah.
how are you putting out such a garbage product when that's your roster? All those last big
And you're
names
not
I
even-
just read, those guys, if they're off the show right now, you still have that young talent that they just don't build up.
As well as NXT. I mean, I know you took them out.
Yeah, I admitted them, but still, yeah. You're going to have
That's
Finn
a huge-
Balor, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Baron Corbin's looking like he
Apollo
might be
Crews.
a decent main roster guy, yeah.
Sami Zayn, Hideo Watami.
And I didn't even list the tag teams either. Like, there's
Exactly.
just so much talent. And I didn't list any of the women. Who
Nope.
I would say there's like 4 women on this roster right now who I would say are top. If you like made a top 10 list right now, I would say of everyone in the company, I'd say there's 4 or 5 women in that top list, and they don't do anything with them.
Yeah.
Sasha, Bailey, Becky, and Paige. I would leave,
Natalia.
yeah, I would leave Charlotte and Natalia and the and Naomi in the like outer rings.
Okay.
But they're still very talented.
Absolutely.
But all that just goes to say, like, you have so much talent. What the fuck are you doing with it?
Speaking of
We've
which,
talked about it so much, too.
Speaking of which, one Divas match this week too. It was just Becky Lynch going up
Charlotte,
to Charlotte and going, "Hey, we're best friends. Want to fight?"
I love that about Becky. Like, she's such an awesome character.
She's so cute,
yeah.
too. Like, I don't know. Something about her.
I'm a big Becky fan.
Yeah, same here.
I know you said you didn't like anything else from the show. I actually kind of did like the Charlotte Becky thing, just because it adds something to Charlotte. Like,
Gives you know what I agree.
yeah, is she gonna be a heel? Is
Well,
she
gives-
gonna be like Ric Flair and be a face, but she'll do the dirty things? To
Finally
win?
gives Becky a kind of a storyline and gives some heat and some followers for her.
yeah,
like
and
fans and stuff.
hint, hint. Whoever's behind Roman Reigns, this is how you book an underdog.
Yeah.
Because I feel for Becky right now.
Yeah,
Like
she got screwed.
Yeah, I really want her to win. She doesn't win all her matches all the time.
Do you think Charlotte's turning heel?
I think she will. Yeah, eventually.
I was really shocked about it. I think she is now. I mean, she's not
applause
yet.
to
but-
them for realizing in advance, like, she's floundering as a face.
Yeah.
She's not doing great as a face on the main roster.
Yeah.
Not doing terrible, but
No.
she's not a main eventer. Which
I mean, I'm just shocked though. I mean, I thought she worked great as a heel in NXT. I didn't think they were going to go this quick though. But yeah.
yeah, she as a heel, especially if they want to use Ric Flair sparingly.
Use him as a manager. I
Yeah.
think I wouldn't mind that.
That's fine. I mean, they already say every single time she comes out that she's Ric Flair's daughter.
right.
So
have
you
her,
might as well have
her
him
be a
out
manager.
there.
That'd be cool.
And clearly he wasn't as mad as everyone let on with those Reed Flair comments that he's out there 2
Yeah.
weeks later.
Well, he said that directly, so.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was definitely fine with that. The Charlotte Becky match.
Yeah, it was interesting.
That was the other bright spot from this this Raw to take
Give
away
him
with.
kind of a story. a
Yeah,
little bit.
hopefully they continue to build on that and not just have a 6 diva match where she gets screwed next
Luckily,
week
we
or
haven't
something.
seen those in a while, so
Yeah, I think they really did get the
hopefully they figured that out.
yeah.
Sasha Banks is making progress too.
Yeah, thank God.
What other thing did we skip over? Oh, Alberto Del Rio. What the hell are they doing with him?
Didn't he fight Goldust?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm saying what are they doing with
Well,
him?
he's with the League of Nations now,
I mean,
so that's the thing.
They were doing, but like I'm saying him personally. Like, shit, everyone in the League of Nations except for Barrett has their own
I have
things.
no
He's
idea.
the U.S. champion.
I have no idea what they're doing with Del Rio. It really mind boggles me. He beat
storyline.
Cena and he's doing nothing.
Yeah,
because there's no Cena for him to beat again.
There's another thing where like
But still though.
capitalize. That's the
Scratch that.
tagline.
You don't beat Cena again.
Tagline for this episode: not capitalizing on opportunities, because again, like Cena, the U.S. challenge that everyone was all hyped about. Like, who's gonna beat it? It's gonna be Sami Zayn or Neville,
Finn Balor or
we'll
something.
We'll just give it to Alberto Del Rio, which was cool, admittedly
It
at
was
first.
cool, it
but
was
then we're
cool.
just not gonna do anything with it. Again, squandered opportunity. Like,
Missed opportunity there.
first he comes out and Zeb's just spewing like some hate speech about like Mex America, who I don't even think those two know what the fuck Mex America is
No.
or was, because I don't even know if they're doing that anymore.
The thing is,
now
yeah.
they're saying something about like haters or something. Like
I have no idea what they're talking about.
Zeb
But the
just
thing
comes
is-
out there and he just seems like he's a crazy old man.
They
Just
want
yelling
every-
about things, and then for some reason Del Rio fights for him.
The other thing that
They
doesn't,
want everyone to be friends by beating people up.
Yeah.
the other thing that doesn't make sense is like Del Rio, like Cena, you think would have just gave a huge rub to somebody, but he's already given a huge rub to Del Rio before
Yeah.
winning the
Missed
title from
opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't capitalize.
Doesn't make sense really when you think about it.
Yeah, and
It
now
was cool at the moment, like we've always said before, but
And now he's
in
fighting
the long
Swagger.
run, yeah. Which
Like-
we all know Swagger's not gonna win.
Yeah, like what the?
It's nice that he's good on TV, but God, it's stupid.
And I was just asking for swerves earlier. This will be the swerve they give us. Oh, Jack Swagger won the U.S. title.
That would be-
fans will be so happy about this. This one's out of left field.
That-
That'll be the crap
Here's the
swerves
thing.
that we get.
Yeah,
Seeing Jack Swagger, all I can think of is where have you been?
Yeah.
really. I mean, you could say a lot about a lot of guys. So.
You know what's really sad? Damian Sandow is probably like envying so hard Jack Swagger right now, and look at where Jack Swagger is.
I
Like
know.
that.
I feel so bad
The
for
totem
Sandow.
pole right there.
I mean, Sandow worked his ass
He'll
off
get
that whole
back
year.
in.
I know.
He'll find a way back
I
in.
hope. He worked his ass off that whole year, and now he's not even on TV. That's sad.
There's a lot of negatives that go there towards when you have a young guy put everything on
Yep.
the line like that and get over, and you don't do anything with them. That has so many negative connotations with the rest of your young guys. Like, we saw it recently with Sammy Callahan, Solomon Crow.
Yeah.
Just looking around, they're not doing shit with me. I came out here, I tried to do something, they're just keeping me around. Fuck it, I'll quit and go somewhere else.
Make some money.
I would not be surprised to see Damian Sandow following too far behind
It's
Solomon and Brad Maddox and all these guys.
Yep. Totally.
yeah. I mean, it sucks, and Xavier Woods' YouTube channel on top of that too, like, only makes me
So
like
great,
those
yeah.
guys more.
Yo,
Yeah, I totally agree.
Can New Day and Team Bad like form? Like, have you seen their videos together? You just said
Oh
this
yeah,
YouTube
I watched them
channel?
before.
Gold. How are they not together as a stable? WWE already likes to pair all black people together in
Yeah.
teams for some reason.
Right.
If there's, with the exception of Devon and Bubba, if there's black people in the WWE, like, sorry to say, they're always together, no matter
Right.
what. Primetime players, Harlem Heat, Legion of Doom, Jesus Christ, Nation of Domination, the New Day. They just always put them together. So I mean, might as well do Team Bad. There's another one.
Yeah.
I don't know if Tamina's black. She might
She's
be
like Samoan,
Yeah.
yeah.
But either way, put them together. Like they're so gold together on YouTube. They're so funny. They clearly want to work together. Like just do it. Let them go out.
They
there.
had like a segment on the Thanksgiving SmackDown, but that's pretty much all we've seen with them together.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it.
I would kill for. I would love to see those six
Yeah.
out there.
I do want to add that Slater Gator was legendary.
Yeah, I forgot about.
Oh
Slater
yeah,
Gator,
Slater,
yeah.
Slater Gator.
Got two racially intermixed things in WWE's history.
Yeah.
Push Slater.
I got another one. Booker T and Goldust. Boom.
Okay,
Oh.
okay, okay, guys.
Sorry, that was a good one.
No, that was a good one. But yeah, I would love to see Team Bad with them. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Did we get through everything here before we get into the crap main event?
Oh, we had
I mean,
Sheamus
we
and
talked
Reigns
about it,
for the
but, yeah.
WWE Championship.
Completely forgot about that whole storyline. You want to take that one, Steve?
I don't
Or
know.
Nick?
Well,
don't think I can
basically, if
stomach it.
Roman lost, Ambrose and the Usos would lose their title shots, and we know that wasn't going to happen. And he had to
Yeah.
beat him in, like, what, less than 5 minutes and 15 seconds?
Yeah. So, they build all this hype into the
Match
match.
sucked, too.
And it's almost like backstage, like, how can we have this match and promise fans things, and then when we get to the match, we're going to do the opposite of everything that fans want to happen. We're going to have Roman win still, because can't lose.
Keep Roman strong.
Roman can't lose.
Dude,
However, he'll get DQ'd. That way, the interesting part of Ambrose and the Usos losing their title, that won't happen. They'll still get that, because that would have been cool.
And that beat the clock match when
That sucked.
Does that ever...
No,
Does
but
the person ever beat the clock? Like, ever?
no, but it's like when you have one person, there's only one person in that ring that needs to beat the clock. Like, what's the point of the other person even trying to
Especially
fight? All
as
he
a
has to do
heel.
is- I mean, you saw in the match too. It's just like I'm just going to stall.
Especially as a heel.
Why don't you just do a
surprised Sheamus-
DQ or
Yeah,
something?
walk out of
surprised
the ring, go backstage.
I'm surprised
no one's ever
Sheamus
done that.
would even. I mean, it's in the script, but I'm surprised Sheamus would even attack at all. Just hop right out of the ring right away.
Yeah.
That's but who knows? Like if this was back in the day and they
If
gave the
Reigns-
wrestlers more free room, maybe he would have done something cool like
If,
that.
if Reigns throws him into the Irish Whip, just stop.
Yeah,
Wait, what am I doing? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm the champ. Let
I'm
me
out of
leave.
here.
Actually, that would have been a good heel tactic.
That's
by
something
Owens.
Owens would do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Roman needs a shirt to say Roman Strong, though. But
My God, that would just be amazing. Kevin Owens just in the match, he just stops and goes, "I'm not doing it."
oh my,
I'm doing
that's
it this
something.
time.
That's something he would do in the Indies easily.
I'm out.
That's something he would do in the Indies.
No, he just stops and turns around and punches the guy.
Oh man, that's something he would do too. Oh, that'd be awesome. Now we have the main event.
Yeah, I mean we kind of got into
Well,
it
we were
earlier.
kind of talking
Yeah.
about that already.
But
Yeah.
just to actually like really get into what happens,
Boring.
Then we got off track.
The beginning
into
of
the
the
biggest
show.
illusion in the industry.
the beginning of the show, we see Roman, Dean Ambrose, and the Usos standing together. Immediately, I know that they're going to be in a 4-person tag match at the end of the show. That's
I guessed that too.
101. Yeah. And poor Ambrose, dude. Like, did we talk about the stable yet? That we were
The
talking
family?
about? Yeah.
Oh,
The family's a thing. It's Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and the Usos. This is going to be a little stable that they're going to have
Stupid.
to fight and probably beat the
League of Nations.
yeah, whatever.
Ba-ba-ba.
So enjoy Ambrose. You get to be Roman Reigns' lackey for
No, his
another
bro.
couple months.
His bromance.
His bro. Forgot
It's
about
Bro,
that.
come on, they love each other.
Pretty boring.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks.
Enjoy being third fiddle or fourth behind both Usos because they'll be the tag guys.
I have no.
and Roman Reigns.
Sorry, I know we complain a lot, but I have no faith that they're going to do anything with Ambrose. at all.
Yeah. I look.
He's gonna
at
get
him-
Ziggler treatment
Yeah, I
and
look
Cesaro.
at him and I see Ziggler. I see Cody Rhodes. I see Wade Barrett,
Cesaro.
and it kills me because I feel like I want him to succeed more than any of those guys, and I probably like Ziggler more than I like Ambrose, but like I so
You know
want
the money Ambrose could make if he was the top guy.
Yeah, and he'll eventually be champion at some point. There's no goddamn way that they don't do it. But
Yeah.
I just hope it's not like a Ziggler where he gets it and then he doesn't immediately get the company to
Gets
10
he gets a concussion and then loses it.
Yeah,
And there was that backstage segment earlier with Triple H and Ambrose, and you know, just kind of thinking, oh, okay, maybe this sets up the heel turn, and that's just him telling him if Reigns doesn't beat the clock, you lose your title shot too.
Just boring stuff.
Like, oh, okay.
Generic authority crap.
Do you think Reigns will ever be a heel?
Yeah.
You think so?
I don't think that we're gonna see a Cena like again, like in the true form of Cena, where like he is like God, like in the WWE, like he never does anything wrong.
Right.
I don't think we're gonna see another one of those again.
Yeah.
But
I
I think
hope not.
Roman will be as close as you can without, almost
Right.
like a Rock, where even when he is a heel, he's still like the
Liked.
face kind
The
of guy.
fans
Yeah.
liked him.
I don't think Roman Reigns will.
Because when Rock turned heel in the Go 3, the fans still liked him.
Yeah.
It was really hard.
I could see that trajectory way more than a John Cena, where he's just constantly the good guy, because like Cena has paid his dues. Fans just kind of accept with him.
I mean, he worked his
Fans
ass
accept
off.
what Cena is. Roman, if he continues at this rate, fans will just completely reject him. Not like
Yeah.
boo him like they do with Cena. He'll just be like,
Plus, there's a difference.
reject it
Cena
when he
can
comes
actually
out.
talk compared to Roman.
yeah, and Roman.
That's
can-
huge.
and that's the thing. Like,
Yeah,
Roman
Roman
can
can-
Roman can
yeah.
talk and shoot
Yeah.
and shoots and shit like that when they're just bullshitting backstage or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
Roman's fine when he comes out and he has to say a little one-liner and then punch someone and whatever.
That's fine.
Perfectly fine. Like a Batista, even a Randy Orton.
Yep.
You can tell when he has lines because he forgets them.
Yeah. It's very you could even Marie down in NXT if anyone watched that shit with Bailey when they were having a little promo off. Reigns feels like
We couldn't
that.
even hear her.
Yeah, Reigns feels like that where it's like, Suffering Succotash is coming out and
Or Beanstalks.
you're
I
in
just
for
go
a
back and watch that
bad-
again for Bailey's reaction.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
That,
awesome.
that was awesome. She was like this. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, doing the my cap.
Yes. Vintage cap.
Did you trademark that?
Yeah, it's in the process.
Oh, sweet. Can't wait to hear that.
But
See
yeah,
that.
I'm looking down at my little notes here, and all it says is Ambrose doing nothing, and just get back on track with what we were saying. I mean,
Yeah.
that really sucks.
It sucked.
I think more than anything, that sucks. Like, as disappointed as I am with the company as a whole,
Right.
seeing Ambrose of all people, even more than Cesaro and all those guys, just completely wasted.
It mind boggles
it's so
me that they're not doing
depressing.
anything, even him just getting pushed as a top face or
Nothing. Yeah,
a heel turn or
he's
something.
He's a top friend.
He hasn't done
That's
sh-
what he is.
Honestly, he hasn't done shit since Money in the Bank.
Even
I will say,
Go ahead.
and
Sorry.
the thing is, he might have said one of my favorite. Looking back on this year in wrestling, he probably said one of my favorite things in a year with the title tournament, where he just grabbed the mic
Oh yeah.
after securing a spot in the semifinal. And he just goes, "If I'm champion, I'm going to turn this whole place upside down. More action, less talking. We all eat breakfast for dinner." I'm like,
he
yes.
said he's gonna replace Michael Cole with a fish tank or
It
something.
was
Yeah.
the greatest.
No, that's something I'd want to see.
It's
I want
make
to see a
this guy-
fish tank.
I mean, it's to make this guy champ, please.
And-
Also, I want a shirt that says "More action on the front, less talking on the back."
And a fish tank.
And we talked about it before on
Michael,
here.
no, you just have a patch of Michael Cole in the fish tank on the sleeve.
We talked about it before on here, where they have seen what happens when Dean Ambrose wins, because he won that little fluke thing, but then they immediately took the belt from him, and fans lost their shit. And it's gonna piss me off so much when he wins in 7-8 months, whatever down the line.
There's gonna be a
and
cash in.
WWE's like, see, we kept screwing him, so the build up for him finally winning was it was really worth it. For
It was
you
a
fans,
huge
right?
success.
Yeah, he was the major underdog, and when he finally got over, fans were really happy. It's like, no, I've been just mad. I'm not happy that he finally triumphed over the evil. I'm just slightly less pissed off that it took you guys 5 years to give him the goddamn belt. Or,
Yeah, he's 38 now. You
Yeah.
give him the damn title.
Well,
He's been with the company since he's 27.
yeah, it's not like Eddie Guerrero when he finally won the big one or anything like that. It's I'm just getting further and further down the rabbit's hole of anger as we continue here.
Yeah.
I think we got to
we're-
everything on the show pretty much, right?
Yeah, we're well over an hour anyway, so
NXT rules.
Yeah.
Can't wait till Takeover London. By the way, that's just my thing because I'm looking forward to that more than TLC.
Yo, I am going to this Raw, and not next week, in 2 weeks. this goddamn Raw is not good. I
better-
spent
you better-
$100 on these goddamn box
Better
seats.
boo the shit out of Reigns, dude.
Better be
Please.
goddamn good.
Better boo the shit out of Reigns.
Cross your fingers.
I will boo crap. I will not just boo Reigns just to boo him, but inevitably when he comes out and they give me crap, I will boo.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You will hear me all the way from my box
Just
seat.
hear Steve Harvey, that was for you.
Yeah, it'll just be dead quiet because nobody cares that Sheamus
Yo,
and Reigns are in the ring, and you'll just hear, "Fuck you!" just very faint from the background, but you'll hear it.
That was for you, Steve.
I'll plug the Smark show. Too.
Yeah, get the Smark Show sign. Get the Smark Show sign. That would be hilarious.
All right. So on that note, this has been the Smark Show, episode number 17.
Woohoo!
Like the episode if you enjoyed it, subscribe for a new one every week, and comment with your thoughts on the last week of wrestling. We've been really negative about it the past couple weeks, but maybe
Well deserved.
maybe you have more positives.
Yeah.
I would love to know that.
Yeah. Sorry for
The power of positivity is a magical thing.
these past two episodes have been very heavy, especially with me just ranting for long periods of time. I know these guys have been very nice and just letting me go off. So sorry for all of you who don't like the sound of my voice being pissed off, but
It's going to keep happening.
That's what it is, yeah. Bitch to Vince McMahon if you don't want me being mad on here.
Yeah.
Or Steve or Nick for that matter. I'm not the only one who's angry.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're frustrated wrestling fans right now.
Twitter.
Stephen Herman 10.
I'm at It's Nick.
The Smark Show at Twitter for all of us. At Twitter, is that even a thing? Sorry, guys.
On Twitter, I guess.
I'm not one of you cool youngsters out there with your tweeter and your book of faces.
We usually live tweet for Raw and the pay-per-view, so check that out.
Very generous I will take some of that credit.
Yeah.
Even though I've never done any of that.
Yep. You're welcome.
Yeah, and that'll do it for us, guys. Till
Peace.
next week.
Peace out.
They wanna talk, well what they talking about? I see them running their mouth, but they ain't talking loud. I'm taking over the game, now let me show you how. I'm taking over the game, now let me show you how.